Puneet, moving on to you, the million-dollar question really, advertising. What are the kind of innovations you are seeing in the world of advertising? What is it that you're doing in advertising to get it back? What's your take on when it will recover, Diwali or beyond? Which segments will recover? How are you working on getting ad back?
Just first, perhaps to give a context of what's the kind of scale of impact that television advertising has had in the last 2 months on the negative side. See, it's about a 32 to 34,000 crore annual ad spend on television. These 2 months would be broadly about 70 to 80% down on ad sales, which basically means a ballpark of 4 to 5,000, anywhere in that range, crores of ad revenue lost for the industry. If the balance part of the year is flat versus last year, which would be a positive development, it would still be about 15% negative for the full year, just to give a ballpark context of where it has been.
And this is that you're talking about.
This is advertising. Television. This is television. I'm just talking television advertising. And television advertising would be broadly 65% of the revenue of the industry. 35, just rough numbers, would be subscription. What's been happening is obviously the advertiser is focusing on much more on the supply side of things just now, because that's really the place where the biggest issue has been, whether it's production, distribution, retailing, and that's where obviously if the supply side is constrained, the advertiser has found it more prudent to then not be advertising just now. My reading of the situation is that we will see a surge back more around the festive season time, because I think the supply side will consume a lot more time in the next 2 to 3 months. But I'm really hopeful that by the time we are in the festive season, the September, October, November season is when we will see the advertiser coming back a lot more. And I base it on 2 or 3 facts. One is, of course, the supply side would have got sorted. And already, by the way, if you're reading, there's already a reverse migration which has started. Punjab is talking of migrant labor now starting to come back. And I'm really hopeful that the resilience of the great Indian middle class, if I can call it, will bring back the country into some kind of consumption. And advertisers will see the need to then invest to build back the demand side by that time. So that's the first thing that I see as a reason why it will happen. The second is, of course, we are a country which is a positive, hope-filled country, and I can almost hear in conversations from advertisers that they are operating from that hope that it will get better. So it's almost like people are preparing for their launches, people are preparing for their events and so on. So there will be, in that sense, a push towards getting the demand going. So that's really where I believe that the money will come back around that time. Whether it will sustain or not is a million-dollar question, actually. So I do see a big blip happening sometime in festive on ad sales. Subsequent to that will depend on how demand is really moving. And my own read, and I am an eternal optimist, and it might seem very filmy and well, we are from the content world, but मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि देश का किसान फिर बचाएगा हमको. I genuinely believe that agriculture will come back faster. And why that's important for the advertiser, by the way, is that money coming in rural translates to consumption the fastest. It will, flow in cash into the system the fastest. So I genuinely believe that while, rural and agriculture is only about 15% of our GDP now, but that's, by the way, the segment which has been growing even now. And I believe that that's where the cash conversion into consumption will be quick. And then advertisers live on the hope of this continuing. And so they will continue to then invest. So I see that cycle starting around that. Innovation, I think everyone's talking about it. Maybe I'll just share an example or two on what are the kind of things the advertisers are looking at in this lockdown period. And by the way, we believe that that will just continue. Advertisers have obviously, content has not been produced. As you know, we shut shoots around 20th of March. So advertisers were essentially looking at saying that, can you do something to create a novelty through the route of content itself within the constraints of shoot from home and so on. And we found that working fabulously. We did, in the midst of all this, the 25-year celebration of Saregama, which is our prime property. Yeah. If I tell you some of the numbers, you're going to fall off the chair. 200 million plus was the reach of that show. 57 million on TV alone. All of it was shot, 250 plus artists, all of them shooting from home on mobile phones. All of that done over a period of just about 2 days. All of it through the mobile phones reached into, nobody was working out of offices and so on. All of it reached into places from where it was converted into television friendly output and went on air across 25 odd channels. Yeah, and 58 million people saw it. And I urge this group to just go and download and hear Pandit Jasraj and his rendition of Vande Mataram and all his, all his musicians playing from home. It will give you goosebumps. So those are the kind of things. SBI Insurance came to us, and we created an anthem for them in, I think, 6 languages in 3 days' time, and it was aired simultaneously at 9 p.m. across our network. And of course, good money was made on that as well. So those are the kind of things that I think now will be par for the course, where innovation, solutions, and which brands will seek and we have to deliver. And that's where I think, and it's a great movement. And I just want to end with one thing, with your permission, Ashish. We've always talked of change and agility. VUCA world is a language which has been talked in business now for a decade. When the circumstance came upon people is when change was almost, it had to be done, right? And the thing that I'm talking to my teams is that imagine if instead of responding to a fait accompli that is given to us, if we could build that DNA to be ahead of the curve, to be willing to invite change as a perpetual state of existence. That to me is what we in Z are taking forward as a DNA shift of saying, be change ready and invite change and force change. That's, I'll stop there, but I hope that answers at least in part your question.
No, brilliant answer. But I'm just wondering, is this COVID driving a bigger shift towards performance advertising than ever before? And is that something we've got to learn to live with? Or is this just temporary?
It was already happening, actually. I use this phrase often, my team's now sick of it. The last best experience that you have of anything in life becomes the minimum expectation from that service thereafter. Right? We used to wait for 30 minutes for taxis and were comfortable. Now if an Uber is 5 minutes delayed, we want to rebook, right? Because that's how human nature is. So this was a trend that was already happening because the advertiser has seen performance marketing coming through the digital world. So we were already on that journey where we've actually built plans for our advertisers, which were linked to delivery of performance beyond reach and cost. E.g., we've done deals where we've talked of lifting the brand equity of a brand and then get, of course, there's a base level price, but there is a top up that happens for that. Or downloads of an app, for example. So those are the kind of things that were already happening, and more will happen. Nothing to do with COVID, more to do with the fact that the world was changing anyway. There isn't going to be, given the mass reach of our channels, that much of a differentiation from the mass channels point of view. So I don't see that difference from TV advertising point of view as much. But that said, if I was to make a difference between Hindi and regionals, if that was to be looked at, even there, I'm not seeing that will be such a big differentiation. There may be some states where if the economy is a bit slower, if it moves a bit slower and all that, but no structural reason why I foresee there will be a dramatic shift between metro, non-metro, or by regions. Not at this point.
Okay, I think because you guys live off FMCG on television as the key, so staples are largely kind of unaffected.
Ashish, we don't live off them, yeah.
I stand corrected. You add value to their life.
Yeah. We don't live off them, yeah.
I stand corrected. But you are coming to you from a digital ad point of view, which has always been very focused.
No, to me, yeah. So for us, I mean, just 7% of our business is dependent on advertising. Over the next 2 to 3 years, it will grow to about 15-18%. We are predominantly a transaction subscription driven ecosystem, which is more into microtransactions. But the answer to me is quite simple. It's really going to be driven by the industry, in terms of, and it is going to be driven by that category and its demand sort of coming back. All of us have studied enough. I think, some of those categories, whether it's travel, hospitality, hotels, etc., they are at the other spectrum in terms of the consideration set of the customers. Whereas, we keep hearing, just yesterday on one of these calls with just friends, we were exchanging notes, what's happening. They were from different parts of the world, etc. And a reference was made to the number of people at a Vijay sales outlet was so much, which obviously is then, attributing to fact that for 3 months you've been away, even your durables are no longer durables. They are coming into more like fast-moving consumer, and there are all kinds of different demands that could be, underway. There may be a newfound love for Indians for dishwashing machines, which hasn't been the case as it were. I think all of us on this panel have had enough experience with that as well.